Hi everyone, today we're going to show you how to apply for your Maryland Handgun Qualification License, or also known as your HQL. So you can start by following the link on the page that was given to you, or you can just go to Google here, and you can use Google search engine, and it can be done that way as well. So if you're going to start on Google, you're just going to type in the search engine EMDSP. Just hit search. And it's usually the first link that's provided on Google. It'll say the Maryland Department of State Police and emdsp.mdsp.org. So you'll click on that link and it'll bring you to the home page. So if you already have an account, you can go ahead and log in, and you can click the yellow continue or move ahead to where you've already created an account. Otherwise, we're going to click on create user account in the top left corner. It'll bring you to this page here. They just want to be sure that you don't already have an account. We're going to create it. This is to create the account. So just type in your date of birth, and it shows you here how to type it in. And then your last name, type in your last name, and then you'll just hit search. Okay, if you come to this page, it means you do not have an account. Don't freak out. It just means that you need to create your personal account. So this is your information that you're putting in here. It'll tell you all of the required fields that need to be filled in. You'll notice it has an asterisk here. That means that that field has to be filled in. So we'll just start at the top. Just start with your first name. And then your middle name. Type in your middle name. If you don't have a middle name, you're going to type in NMN for no middle name. You'll do that on all federal forms. Your last name. You'll notice that the social security number is not required. You don't have to put that in. And then your gender is a drop-down box to select. Your date of birth, again, shows you below how to type it in. And you'll scroll down. Your address, country should already be in there if it's United States. Primary phone number, does not matter which phone number you use, just a phone number just in case they need to call you about your application. Whatever phone number you want to use. And you'll notice I'm not putting in dashes here. The example below it does not show dashes, so no dashes in the phone number. And then address line 1, whatever your address is. Line 2 is if you have an apartment. Then the city, the state, Maryland, zip code. Then an email is also required. If you don't have an email, Gmail is super easy to create an account on Gmail. Pretty easy to make an account on there. Okay, and then we'll scroll down. And now this is the part where you're going to create your user ID and password. This is your own user ID and password to create. Whatever user ID you use, I recommend not using just your first and last name because oftentimes it says it's already being used. If you do use that, try and put a special character or a number at the end. And then your password shows you below it what all needs to be included in the password. And then over here, you're just going to confirm the password. They want to make sure that you typed it in correctly. Alright, down here at the bottom, it says password question. So this is if you forget your password, you have to make whatever question you want the question to be. favorite color, first car, maiden name, whatever you'd like it to be, and then the answer. And then you'll hit register. If you registered correctly, it'll come to this page, and you'll just hit login. It'll bring you back to the home page. Now we get to log in using that information you just created, so that user ID and password you just made. And then you'll just log in. Alright. Now this is the main page. Once you'll get logged in to the licensing homepage, and you'll start with top left, initial application. Okay, this is if you are applying for your Maryland HQL as a standard using an Instructor Certificate. So you took the class, so the prerequisite, you're going to drop down that box and click Firearm Services. The license type is going to be HQL Standard if you took the class. And then obtained by method is just application. Start application. And you'll come to this page. So this is the main page. All of these boxes will need filled before you can complete the application. So you'll start top left, demographics. This page does look familiar. However, there's a couple of extra boxes that do need filled in, such as race and occupation. You'll make sure all of this stuff is filled in correctly. Social Security not required. Race and ethnicity is a drop-down box. And then your occupation. If you have no occupation, you're going to type none. You can type retired, you can type unemployed, but you have to have something in there, some generic basic occupation. Then your address should already be filled in. If it's not correct, fix it. Phone number filled in, email filled in. And then we'll scroll down to state identification information. So your driver's license number, you'll notice the red is an example, and there are no dashes in the driver's license number. So you'll go ahead and type in your driver's license number. And then the state of your driver's license. Hopefully Maryland, right? And then the expiration date on your driver's license. And in red, again, it shows you how to type in that date. So the expiration date on your driver's license. Alright, physical description. Your height is just the feet dash inches. So you'll type your height in there. And then your weight, you'll notice, is just a number. You do not need to put pounds at the end. Your eye color is a drop-down box. Your hair color is also a drop-down box. Okay, down here is your fingerprint information. So, PCN, TCN tracking number. You'll notice that the example shows 2 letters at the beginning of it, so you can use that number. But it's on your fingerprinting receipt that you are given by your fingerprinting technician. It will have both the TCN and the tracking number on it, but you only need to use one of these numbers. So you'll go ahead and type in just one of those numbers in there. And then next to it is just the date that you were fingerprinted. Then down below is your citizenship status. It is only required if you are not a U.S. citizen. So if you have a permanent visa or a work visa, this applies to you, and you'll just type in your USCIS number and then the expiration date on that card. Once that page is filled out, you'll hit update. And it'll bring you here. This page is for your Instructor Certificate that you should have been given from your instructor after class. So you'll click Add. And then the license type would be a certificate. That should also be written on the certificate. And then the license number, most of the time, will start with QHIC and also have dashes in it. You're going to include the QHIC as well as the dashes and then the numbers as well. After that's finished, you'll hit search. Your instructor's name will pop up in a blue hyperlink. You'll click on the blue hyperlink. And you'll see it'll pop up here, letting you know that it was added to your application, and you'll hit complete. That page is done. Now it brings you to your questions. Make sure you read every question carefully and answer them as they apply to your situation. If you have any questions about what the question means, oftentimes you can look up a basic generic definition on Google, or you can try calling MSP licensing or us during our normal business hours, and we might be able to help you. But for your questions, they are drop-down boxes, so you'll click the drop-down box and select. Once that page is done, you'll scroll the whole way to the bottom and hit submit. You'll come to this page. It's document upload. If you are doing a standard application, you do not have to upload any documents unless you are uploading your passport. So you'll just hit next. And then this page is just to review the questions, so that way you can check them, and then all of these boxes here will be checked before it will let you continue to the next page. You'll scroll the whole way to the bottom and hit pay fees. Once you hit pay fees, it'll bring you to this page as a checkout page. If it does not let you hit pay fees, that means that one of these boxes on the top left over here, were not filled in. So if one of those does not have a checkbox, you need to go back and fill in that page. You'll just hit pay fees, and it'll load to MSP's billing page. Once it loads, MSP's billing page, your order summary, where you'll type in your card number, expiration date, card code, and your billing address. And if you type in your email, it will email you the receipt we have found recently, and then you'll just hit pay, and it'll show a red continue button. You'll hit that button, and it'll bring you back to the main page. If you have any questions, you can call MSP Licensing, and they say that it's exactly 30 days that you'll receive your permit from the day you pay your state fee for your Maryland HQL. We hope this video was helpful.